Hi there folks, my name's Peter Cannon. I'm a photographer, professional photographer in Melbourne, Australia. Originally from New Zealand. I've been here in Melbourne about 8 years now. Today I wanted to do a wee tutorial on the little frame that I used to post my photos on the internet in. I'll just bring up Photoshop here, and here's an example of the wee frame that I put up on the internet with my photos all over the show. You'll see that it's a black background. You'll see that my name is here with the copyright logo and or copyright emblem and the year 2013. I also have our logo here, and over this side I have my website address. So what I want to do is show you how to create this. It's pretty quick and simple. So I'll just put this I'll leave that version there. So we'll just go File, New to bring up a new canvas. The size there is set to about the right size. We'll just call that background template. Everything else is right, 300 dpi. Open it up. First thing we'll do is change the background color. There's a couple of different ways you can do this. You can do it with a number of different layers, or you can just do it as this one base layer for a start. So I'll show this simple first layer, one layer style. So we go to Paint Bucket here, grab the color picker and make sure it's on black. It's my preferred color. You can choose any color. We just click now on the canvas and that'll turn the canvas to black. You may not see that against the backdrop there, but you will in a minute. You'll see that I've got rulers on here in Photoshop. So I think under View you can turn rulers off, rulers on. So you want rulers on, so you've got a guideline as to where you're going here. So you can see that the end of the canvas there, we've got a 0 there, and the same over this side for our height. Our 0 starts there. Using the pointer on Photoshop there, if we click beyond the rulers and drag, we get a guide coming out. Now that guide doesn't appear on your finished product, but it does give you a guideline as to where you want to go with this. So we've got it here in centimeters at the moment. So if we hold it right on the end there, we can see that we're at about 35.5 centimeters. So let's say we want 2.5 centimeters all the way around. So we'll drop this back to 2.5 centimeters in and let go. We can grab one from the top too and go down 2.5 centimeters, which we're looking at the left hand scale there, the ruler. So 2.5 centimeters, around about there. I won't worry about the complete accuracy, just for speed here. We grab another one here and drop it in at 2.5. So we've got our guidelines as to where that's going to be, and the top, and we only really need the top and two sides. The bottom will sort itself out. This format is for the full frame of your image, so you know, sort of 8 by 12, 6 by 4, those sorts of formats are what the full frame of a sensor is. We could put this other one in down below. Whoops, let me just redo that. So just grabbing on the ruler there, I'll put this other one down here. Now, normally you'd make the bottom one a wee bit bigger, so if we look down here, 2.5 is there. We'd probably go up another centimetre, maybe even a little bit more, just to leave some space there for the writing. So I'll go up there another ½ centimetre and drop that there. So that just gives us a guide as to where the photo is going to go. Now for me, I'll put my website address in there. I mean, I think it's a good thing to have on there. You know, it can lead people to my website. So I just click the text tool, click down there, www.canondigi.com. Now obviously that's black at the moment, so we don't want black on black, do we? So we'll highlight that, go up to the color here, and we use a gold color as our main color for our fonts on this. I should have grabbed my actual color. You can see the number that appears here. You can actually pick a color out and actually just note that number down and enter that number back in any time to get that color, same color back. So there we are, that's the color there. We'll go a wee bit bigger with that so it's readable. If I just click on the arrow there, and I can just either toggle across here or grab it and drag it with the mouse there, but in this case I'll just toggle it back, so I'll go just inside that line. Just catching up with me there. Go back there, just make it nice and neat and balanced, sort of similar gap off both of those, so around about there, just as an idea. So now I'll click on the text tool again, and we'll come over this side, and with the font I use for this, for my particular one, I think is Zapfino. It's a wee bit more arty looking, a bit more like handwriting. So we'll go photo, Peter Cannon. Now to get the copyright symbol on the Mac, you hold the Option key down and hit G, and then the date. Now those things are actually quite important to have in there, your copyright symbol and your date if you're doing photography. Firstly, you want to know that the date and copyright symbol are on there, because that gives a reference to when this was created, and that's important with regards to copyright. In New Zealand, Australia and America, and probably quite a few other countries as well, the creator of the image maintains the copyright, although when you're posting online you need to make that fairly clear that this is your copyright on this photo, so that if anyone does steal it and do anything with it, you've got proof that it did originally go up with this on it. So you were actually claiming copyright on it. Now, so I'll just again put this in a place that's reasonable. That's probably, the font's probably a wee bit big there with that one. Maybe I'll just drop it down just a touch. We highlight that, go to the font, and go to say 11 point. That's probably a wee bit better. Yeah, for that we'll just say that's the one we want. Now I've got a logo, of course, that I've already got copies of. We'll just search for that. I think we called it round logo because I just created a round version of it with the wording on it. So the PNG, don't think that's one I was really after, but we'll throw that in for the purpose of my speed. That's pretty close to what we're after. So I'll drag that down here. There's I'll just go tick on that. We can resize this in a moment. I'll just grab a guide again, go back to that arrow key, grab a guide. So we'll look at the overall total is 35, almost 36, so we're going to be at around about 18 as the halfway mark, just under 18. So we'll just grab the halfway mark there and sort of make sure it's balanced up nicely. So we want the center of that on there. Holding the shift key down with grabbing the corner there, we keep the format, if I actually grab it right. That's the shift key on the Mac, and just drag it down, and that'll keep the constrained proportions. And again, just center it over here. You can put your logo, or if you have a logo, put your logo. You may not want to, you may not have a logo, so you may not do anything there, but as long as you've got your name on it. And if you have got a website, why not throw it on there, because it leads people onto your website. So that's how I've created that. So now I would probably save it like that. So file, save as, and we'll just call that background temp. I better give it a number because my original background temp I don't want to replace. We'll put it on the desktop. Now we save it as a Photoshop version because we don't want to flatten the image at the moment in case we want to change any of these details. So we'll just save it as a Photoshop version PSD file, and there we have our template. Now let me just drop a photo in there and show you how that goes. So whenever I want to put a photo into this, I'll just go File, Place, and I'll select my photo, and we've got a photo sitting on the desktop there, so let's grab that one. See if that's going to look pretty. Okay, so you can see it's dropped it in quite a lot bigger there, but that's not a problem. We simply hold the shift key down, make sure we're on the pointer, so yes to place. Hold the shift key down, grab that corner, and just go back to those guides, and you'll see the guides will normally turn red when you're right on the edge. I'm not going to do it in this case. Sometimes it does. There it is. There's the red. Yep. So as long as we're on that, we're pretty good. So we go back up here again and get it on that side. Yeah, there we are. Now you can see it's a wee bit bigger for this one. So my sizing's not quite 100% for this. Okay, so I've just got my external sizing isn't quite correct on this, but you can see the general idea. In this case, we'd want to measure things up and get it right before we did this. to get it right. What I could do here just for the purpose of this is just to drop down in size a bit further. So it's important that you measure these things up before you actually do them, obviously. So I'll just go down to that size and just centre it a bit more. But ideally what we want is even edges all the way around. We don't really want it like this where we've got more space on the sides just catching up there. But that gives you an idea of approximately what we're doing. And when we save this, we won't see the guides at all. The guides are not on there, but that gives you a version of it. Now for internet saving, once we've got that on there, I'll go into image size and just drop that image size down and look at pixels and drop it down to something like 900 pixels, probably back at 200 dots per inch. And it'll look really tiny for a moment, but let me just see that. It'll look really tiny there, but in actual fact it's quite visible, bigger. That would be bigger than it would appear on Facebook, but if I just reduce the size, that's around about the size it'll appear on Facebook, so it gives you a reasonable viewing size, not so big that someone can flog it and go and print off posters and sell them on their behalf, but good enough for people to see reasonably, but not too much can be done with it. So there you have one idea for making a backdrop, and it's a pretty easy thing. It's probably taken me, I don't know, 6 or 7 minutes to do that, and once you've got that, you've got the template to go back to. So there you go. That's how you do that background template. Thanks for watching.